Should you become a full-time woodworker? Well, in this video, I'm going to expose the truth. Let's dive in. All right, well, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm so grateful for your time and your attention. And I want to talk to you today about growing a woodworking business and should you do it full time? Should you leave your day job? Should you become a full-time woodworker? There's a lot of mixed ideas around this, whether you should, whether you shouldn't. Can you actually make a living as a woodworker? You know, the old standing joke about woodworking and making money is that the way to become a millionaire as a woodworker is to start as a billionaire, right? So a lot of people believe that you cannot make money woodworking, but I'm here to tell you that that is not true. You can make a lot of money woodworking, but you need to make sure that you have a lot of important systems in place in order to do so. What I want to talk about today is answering this question, should I? You asking yourself this question. Maybe you've been on the fence. Maybe it's a side hustle or a hobby for you. How do you know if you should quit your day job and become a full-time woodworker? Well, I have worked with over 100 woodworkers now inside of the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. We have 19-year-old guys and we have 59 or 60-year-old guys inside of this program. We have guys that are doing it full-time. We have guys that are doing it as a side hustle. We have guys that are managing the business and have a team that's been doing all the building, and then we have guys that are doing everything. And so the program really fits for every walk of life. But to answer the question, should you? I want to talk about a couple things that you need to just think through and be aware of, okay? So number one, woodworking businesses and woodworking in general, it's a little volatile, just to be honest. Most people that don't market themselves, their sales are an absolute roller coaster. They have a great month and they have 2 or 3 terrible months. And a great month, it's super unpredictable. Once you start to market yourself, it's going to give you a lot more consistency from a sales standpoint. However, that does not fully and completely eliminate the fact that you still might have some bad months. Some of our best clients inside of our program still have had bad months inside the program. Their great months have been crazy good, but they've still had some bad months. So how do you combat this? How do you handle this? Well, you don't depend on that income, right? That's how you combat it. So the guys that have a high stress tolerance can absolutely go do this full time. But guys that don't have a high stress tolerance, they can't handle the volatility of not always knowing where the next sale is coming from. They need something steady. This is not the business for you. In fact, business is not for you. If you have to have for sure steady income all the time, or otherwise you're a hot mess, you don't need to be in business full time, right? You can run a business as a side hustle, but you need to probably have a W-2 job somewhere that is steady income that's going to pay your bills and you're going to be able to feel safe and secure, and then you can grow something out of that. Let me just say that when you feel like you're always in a place of crisis and you're freaking out all the time, you just don't make good decisions. My pastor says something that is so true, and he says, the last person you should be listening to in a crisis is you, right? And so what happens is that when you step into the full-time arena as a woodworker and you have a bad month, cash is a little tight and you're freaking out, we tend to make bad decisions. And so you need to ask yourself the question, what is my stress tolerance? So you need to understand what your stress tolerance looks like. You need to understand to what extent can I handle stress and still be okay and make sound decisions and not clam up, bury my head in the sand and freak out. If you can handle stress, then you can do this full time. The next question is, how much money do you have stored away for a rainy day? And I know this is a funny question, but this is a legitimate question. If you don't have any money stored away, if you couldn't survive for more than a month, you probably don't need to go full-time in your woodworking business. You probably need to have 3 to 6 months of expenses covered in a savings account somewhere so that when a bad month does come, you're able to pull a little bit of money from that, right? That's super, super important. Third question is, what are my monthly expenses? And so if you have $10,000 a month in monthly expenses or more, as a family, you got a wife and children, you got a mortgage, you got lots of different things, it may not be a wise, sound decision to go full-time in your woodworking business. It may be a better decision, again, to cover your bills at your W-2 and grow this as a side hustle and use your side hustle to save money and invest money. Beyond this question, one of the best things that I can tell you to do, get a job that covers your bills, grow a side hustle, stash that cash away, and invest it in something that's going to get you to the point where you don't need your W-2 job anymore. The best thing that I've done financially is invest money. Investing in real estate, investing in the stock market, investing in whatever that thing might be that you're interested in or you know something about. But investing is what gets you out of the rat race. You're going to work until you die if you don't invest money. I'm telling you that right now, so you need to be investing money. That was a tangent. That didn't cost you anything. That was free. But these are the kinds of questions that you need to be asking yourself when you're considering starting a woodworking business full time. My recommendations, especially if you're a young single guy, okay, if you're a young single guy, you have a ton of energy, you have an incredible work ethic. In my opinion, I would probably have a W-2 job that is paying my bills, covering my rent, my phone, my car, truck payment, and then I would have my side hustle that I was using to stack cash so that I could invest that money, invest that back into advertising and marketing in your woodworking business, and get your woodworking business to where it's doing $10, $15, $20,000 a month, and you're keeping, say, 40 or 50% of that, right? Just be intelligent, be wise when it comes to this decision. You know, taking that leap of faith into becoming a full-time woodworker, it's a big deal. It's a scary decision. And I did that when I first started. When 2017, I was kind of given an ultimatum of you can either work here and quit this woodworking side hustle thing, or you can go do that full-time. Dude, I hadn't sold more than like 2 or 3 coffee tables for like $200 a piece. I think I'd made $500 selling coffee tables. Whatever reason, I felt like the Lord told me that to go pursue that. And I'm so glad that I did, and I'm here now. But I would never in a million years, unless the Lord specifically told you, I would never ever recommend to do what I did. Because the first 60, 90 days, I just blew through our savings account, lost a ton of money, didn't know what I was doing. And so if you are serious about doing this full time, you need to have a guide. You need to have a guide along the way that can help you see what you don't see, that has experienced what you haven't experienced, so that you can actually get where you're trying to go. Because I had to go back and get another job. We lost a bunch of money. It was not good. So to answer the question, should you become a full-time woodworker? You can become a full-time woodworker, but you need to have a high stress tolerance. You need to have a little bit of money stashed away for when you have a bad month. You need to have a guide along the way, somebody that can help you legitimately grow. You need to be marketing. That's one thing I cannot stress enough. If you're not actively marketing, you shouldn't try to go full-time as a woodworker because you're not going to have predictable sales. You need to have a marketing budget. You need to be spending money marketing. And if you don't, it's going to flop. I'm telling you, I'm being honest with you, very few guys that I know that have normal living expenses have a sustainable woodworking business that they started, that they have predictable and consistent sales month after month after month without marketing, without spending money on marketing to become known and get in front of people. So should you become a full-time woodworker? Well, that's for you to decide, but hopefully this video has helped you make that decision. And if you have any questions, if you'd love to share your unique circumstance or situation in the comments below, I'd love to connect with you and kind of give you my recommendation of what I would do if I were you. So, and the last thing here, as always, check out the resources below. We got the Handmade Business Secrets ebook, completely free to you. We've got the Handmade Hero Academy program, which is an entry-level program that's going to get you jump-started on your journey if you're a newbie. And then lastly, we have the Woodworking Business Accelerator program for those of you that are really trying to scale your operations, increase your sales dramatically. We've got guys doing 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 89,000 is the now new record in a single month for one of our clients inside of the program. And so if that is you, you're ready to scale, be sure to click that link below, fill out the application. We'll hop on a call with you and we can see if we can help you. So with that being said, as always, I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.